Welcome to the first post of Consult the Rambling Oracle. So I've got 5 minutes to ramble, and I am starting in 5, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so in the future I hope to answer any questions that you have. I'm no expert on a lot of things, but this is my attempt to try something new. And that's what I want to open with today. I think we're at a stage in history when we look at the economic landscape, political landscape, the social landscape, where leaders need to try something new. Now, what do we mean by leaders? Well, we tend to think of our leaders as our political masters, corporate executives. Of course, we have community leaders, NGOs, so on. But I am more interested in the idea of leadership as an ideal and a practice, a practical ideal, if you will. Something, for example, that Goethe talked about, putting your principles into action. So you can have leaders who are authors, you can have leaders who are scientists. For example, Einstein, I think, was a leader in his field. He promoted the practice of science, of inquiry, of mystery. But to get back to the point I was making, when we look at the world today, can we honestly say that we are happy with what is happening? We tend to focus on GDP, for example, the G20 meeting. Ken's talking about in the communique looking for 2% growth. But is that really what the issue is today? Of course, as we see with the Climate People's March the other day, for many people the greatest issue, and I agree with this, a moral and political issue, is climate change. Do we want to live on a planet where we have 4 degrees warming? But the point I'm trying to make is this extends to every field. Are we happy with the status quo? Is this the best we can do socially, globally, on this planet? Are we happy with the level of violence in the world today? So I want to open up this as a new forum to use the benefit of technology here, where we can talk to each other virtually, almost as if we're in the same room. In the past we could only speak through letters. Before the telegraph, electricity, we had no real means of communication across vast distances, something the historian Geoffrey Blainey here called the tyranny of distance. So I want to make this a more direct, human approach. And that's the element I think is missing today in today's discourse. The human element of communication, face-to-face, candid discussion about what we as people, not just as employees or citizens or refugees, as the case is in Australia, but what we as human beings think are the big problems, the big questions, and how that question can illuminate a conversation across all domains of human endeavour, so the economic, the political, the social, sporting, whatever you want to discuss. Anyway, I'm the let's say inexpert oracle. You can ask any question you want, and I'll try to answer with a minimum of fuss, just to give you my candid opinions. And generally speaking, of course, if you're the expert, I'd be more than happy to listen to what you have to say. Now, I think I've come up to about 5 minutes. It's nice to speak to you, and write in with your questions on LinkedIn. I'm also on Twitter and Facebook, and I'll provide those addresses on my LinkedIn post, which I'm going to present to you after this. So thanks for listening. Have a great week, great month or year, and hope to hear from you soon. Thanks, guys.